Hello students, this is Dr. Chetna Kumawat and today's topic is ratio analysis. In this topic, we will understand the meaning of ratio analysis, the objectives or significance of ratio analysis, limitations of ratio analysis, classification of ratios, techniques of financial analysis by ratio, in which liquidity ratio, activity or efficiency ratio, profitability ratios, leverage ratio and investment analysis ratios we will understand. Interpretation of ratios, calculation of missing figures from ratios, preparations of financial statements from ratios. So let's begin. With the basic concept, ratio analysis has emerged as the principal technique of analysis of financial statements. It is an attempt to present the information of the financial statements in simplified, systematized, and summarized form by establishing the quantitative relationship of the items or group of items of financial statements. The system of analysis of financial statements by means of ratio was first made in 1919 by Alexander Wall. A number of ratios are calculated in this technique. Before we attempt the study of the technique of ratio analysis in detail, it appears meaningful to understand what is a ratio and how is it expressed. Meaning of ratio analysis. Figures are mere symbols and one can understand them by comparing them with same other relevant figures. Ratios are therefore calculated to assess one figure in the light of another. Thus, a ratio is a simple arithmetical expression of the relationship of one number to another, and it is obtained by dividing the former by the later. In other words, ratios are simply a means of highlighting in arithmetical terms the relationship between figure drawn from financial statements. Whereas ratio analysis is the process of determining and presenting the relationship of items or group of items in the financial statements. The relationship may be of two types. One is associate relationship and two, cause or effect relationship. For example, there is an associate relationship between cost of goods sold and cost of raw material, whereas there is cause and effect relationship between sales and profits. Both the relationships are expressed in terms of ratios. Thus, ratio analysis is a device by which the retroactive size and importance of the relationship between strategic items or group of items in the balance sheet and income statements are examined and compared by calculation of ratios. Now let's understand how one can express ratios. Normally, the ratios may be expressed in any of the following ways. Number one, ratio as proportion. In this form, the relationship between two figures is expressed in a common denominator. It is obtained by the simple division of one number by another so that the proportionate relationship becomes clear. For example, if current assets are rupees 16,000 and current liabilities are rupees 4,000, the ratio between current assets and current liabilities is 4:1. Number 2. Ratios as turnover. In this form, a ratio is calculated between two numerical facts for which one item is divided by another and the quotient so obtained is taken as unit of expression. When a ratio is expressed in this form, it is called as turnover and is written in times. For example, Sales for the year are rupees 80,000 and fixed assets are rupees 20,000. It indicates that sales are 4 times of fixed assets. How we calculated this? We calculated this by dividing 80,000 divided by 20,000. Number 3. Ratios as percentage. In this form, the relationship between two items is expressed in percentage, for which one item is divided by another and the quotient is multiplied by 100. For example, if sales are rupees 80,000 and gross profit is rupees 20,000, then percentage of gross profit to sales will be 25%. How we calculated this? We calculated this by dividing 20,000 with 80,000 and multiplying it by 100. In financial analysis, these ratios highlight the financial position of the business and hence known as financial ratios. These are also called accounting ratios because they are based on the data taken from financial accounts. Similarly, they measure the relative importance of the items expressed in financial statements, hence also called as structural ratios. Now let's understand the objectives or significance of ratio analysis. Ratios are guides or shortcuts that are useful in evaluating the financial position and operations of a company and in comparing them to previous years or to other companies. In accounting and financial management, ratios are regarded as the real test of earning capacity, financial soundness, and operating efficiency of a business concern. That is why a number of parties such as shareholders, creditors, financial executives are interested in ratio analysis with a view to take judicious decisions. As of J. Beatty has said, ratios can also assist management in its basic functions of forecasting, planning, coordination, control, as well as communication. The following points highlight the importance of ratio analysis. Number 1. Simplifies accounting figures. Accounting figures in many cases fail to provide information in a desired way. Ratios simplify, summarize, and systematize accounting figures which can easily be understood by those who do not know the language of accounting. Number 2. Measures liquidity position. Liquidity position of a firm is said to be satisfactory if it is able to meet its current obligations as and when they mature. A firm is said to be capable of meeting its current obligations only if it has sufficient liquid funds to pay its short-term obligations with interest within a period of a year. Hence, the liquidity ratios are used for the purpose of credit analysis by banks and other short-term lenders. Number 3. Measures long-term solvency. A ratio analysis is equally important in evaluating the long-term solvency of the firm. It is measured by capital structure or leverage ratios. These ratios are helpful to long-term creditors, security analysts, and present and prospective investors as they reveal the financial soundness or weakness of the firm. Number 4. Measures operational efficiency. Ratios are useful tool in the hands of management to evaluate the firm's performance over a period of time by comparing the present ratios with the past ratios. Various activity or turnover ratios measures the operational efficiency of the firm. These ratios are used in general by bankers, investors, and other suppliers of credit. Number fifth, measures profitability. The management as well as owners of a firm are primarily concerned with the overall profitability of the firm. Profit and loss account reveals the profit earned or loss incurred during a period, but fails to convey the capacity of the firm to earn in terms of per rupee invested or per rupee of sales. Profitability ratios help to measure this earning capacity of the firm. Return on investment, return on capital employed, net profit ratios, etc. are the best measures of profitability. Number 6. Facilitates inter-firm and intra-firm comparisons. Ratio analysis is the basis for comparing the efficiency of various firms in the industry and various divisions of a business firm. Absolute figures are not suitable for this purpose, but accounting ratios are the best tools for inter-firm and intra-firm comparison. Number 7. Trend analysis. Trend analysis of ratios reveals whether financial position of the firm is improving or deteriorating over years because it enables a firm to take the time dimension into account. With the help of such analysis, one can ascertain whether the trend is favorable or adverse. For example, any particular ratio may be less than general ratio, but the trend may be increasing. On the contrary, present level may be satisfactory, but trend may be declining. Number 8. Managerial uses. Ratio analysis is an invaluable aid to management in discharging its basic functions such as planning, control, communication, and decision making as discussed further. Aid in planning and forecasting. Ratios derived after analyzing the past results helps the management to prepare budgets and formulate future policies and plans of action. What is to be done in the immediate future is decided on the basis of trend analysis. Thus, ratios are of immense help in business planning and forecasting. Aid in control. Trend ratios are compared with the standard ratios to measure the degree of variance with the actuals. If comparison shows an adverse variance, it is reported to the management to take remedial action and exercise effective control. As such, ratio analysis helps in the effective control of the business affairs. Aid in communication. Ratios are effective means of communication. They play an important role in informing about the progress made by the firm to the owners and other parties interested therein. The communication by simplified and summarized ratios is more easy and understandable. Aid in decision making. Ratio analysis highlights on the degree of efficiency of the management and utilization of assets. This helps management in decision making. So, this was it for today's lecture. Now we understand the meaning of ratio analysis, expression of ratios, and objectives or significance of ratio analysis. Thank you so much for listening.